Hey guys, OGL Binding here, bringing you guys our GDL Season 1 Week 3 Team Builder against Chizzy and his Bay Area Bayleefs. Very cool dude, and the few interactions I've had with him since I've become a part of the GDL, he's been very nice. So definitely go check him out in the description below. Very cool guy if you haven't done so already. But yeah, nonetheless, I do want to jump right into the matchup. I have to keep this video as short, sweet, and simple as humanly possible. But yeah, let's jump right into the matchup. Our team, if you did forget, consists of Gengar, Cinderace, Rotomo, Araquanid, Avalugg, Kingler, Togekiss, Galarian Stunfisk, Haxorus, and Scrafty, while our opponent's team consists of the Komodo, Grimmsnarl, Steelix, Quillfish, Cinccino. I always get those two mixed up for some reason. Basculin, Manectric, Volibee, Delmise, and Poltegeist. His Dynamax captain is going to be that Basculin, and ours is obviously going to be the Kingler as before. He is a very scary team. Komodo in particular, if it gets boosted up, can be a huge problem for us to deal with. Grimmsnarl, bulk up Grimmsnarl is a pain for us. Just Grimmsnarl and pain in general is a absolute terror versus us, whether it be a bulky support set or whether it be like bulk up or something like that. I'm actually really scared of bulk up when it comes to Grimmsnarl, especially with the team that we end up bringing. But we'll have to see where that ends up going. And then he has a lot of annoying fat things like Steelix, Volibee, Delmise to an extent. Quillfish is annoying bulky pivot. So this is a pretty tough matchup. I think we have the pieces to potentially do it, but it's definitely a really tough matchup. So we'll have to play correctly in order to really pull out a win here. Though I do think we have the tools in which to do so. And with that being said, let's just jump right in. I do want to talk about this first set really bad because I think this set is amazing. Well, not amazing. I think this set's really cool. It's incredibly gimmicky, but I think it would be awesome. So you're going to see our Kingler here, which is obviously our Dynamax captain, Big Eugene, rocking out with the Adrenaline Orb, Liquidation, Stomping Tantrum, Knockoff, and Swords Dance. 116 HP, 172 attack, and 220 speed with an Adamant nature. So obviously you see the Adrenaline Orb. Looking at my opponent's team, I honestly think that his response is going to be that Quillfish. I think it's a great bulky pivot right into Kingler. You can intimidate me, let me hit. You can start stalling some turns. You're also naturally faster than me, stuff like that. So my idea with this set was to Swords Dance up on the switch. In comes the Quillfish. We go down to -1. That's completely fine. We're going to get the Adrenaline Orb. And what that does is, I pull it up on the screen just so you guys can see and stuff like that. Raises holder speed by 1 stage if they get affected by Intimidate, single use. So we can potentially go up to +1 while speed everything in this team. We will be +1, and we guarantee knock it out with a Stomping Tantrum or a Max Stomping Tantrum, which is really cool. And if we know he does not have the Thunder Wave on, we can actually throw up an SD in its face and then go up to +3, +1, and essentially just win the game off the rip as long as Steelix's Sturdy is gone, stuff like that. So I think this set's actually really cool. The only problem with it is, one, it's a little bit gimmicky in getting that speed off for the, baiting in that Quillfish. So if it doesn't even come, then this set is essentially a little bit neutered. The Komodo needs to be very chipped for us to in order for us to beat it. But other than that, this set really does go crazy. He has Prankster T-Wave shenanigans with the Grimmsnarl, which can be really annoying for this guy as well. Even if we do get the +1 speed, he can slow us back down. But we'll be decently bulky in our Dynamax form and all that good stuff. EVs-wise, this guy, we have enough speed for a Poltegeist creeping a max speed Scrafty. I don't see him running any more speed on it, so I didn't feel the need to creep, max speed Poltegeist because I wanted to go Adamant, obviously, get the most damage humanly possible. And then we have enough HP to live a no special attack Clang Scales from Komodo. I think that's very niche, and it's probably not coming. Like, he could be like a mix set with, mostly physical attack investment and, have Clang Scales on there as a tech. Just hit things a little bit harder, but I mean, I don't really see it, honestly. But I figured it's something nice. We didn't really need 100% of the attack, and just having that extra bulk can be nice in potential situations. So I think this Kingler set's really cool. It can potentially catch our opponent off guard and win. We do have another primary win con, so we can use this as a breaker regardless of the gimmick going off. So I think it's that makes it worth running it in itself, just because we don't need the Adrenaline Orb to pop with the Swords Dance in order to win. It's more so, this is really cool if it works, but otherwise we can use it just as a Swords Dance 3 attacks, Dynamax Breaker, because regardless, his team does not appreciate switching into Max Water, Max Ground, and Max Darkness and all that good stuff. So I figured that could be pretty nice. And yeah. Next up, we have Scrafty. We're rocking out with an Assault Vest Intimidate set, Crunch, Drain Punch, Iron Head, and Ice Punch 244 HP, 148 attack, 4 defense, 76 speed def, and 36 speed with an adamant nature. Now, Scrafty is here essentially to make it so we don't lose to the Poltergeist. Now, this is an amazing Poltergeist check. However, if we don't have Scrafty, Poltergeist just 6-0s me. It beats me on matchup. So while I don't think he necessarily has to bring it, or is going to bring it at all, in fact, because I have the Scrafty, I need that countermeasure in case he does, because he could come in with the mindset of, I have a lot that beats Scrafty, which he does, and as long as I chip and get rid of Scrafty, Poltergeist wins, and I don't want that to happen. So I figured having Scrafty would be nice here. EV-wise, what are we doing on this guy? So we have enough speed for like no speed Grimsnarl and then some, so if he's like expecting us to creep no speed Grimsnarl and then throws a little bit more on there, we have enough speed for that. And Ironhead is a 2-hit KO on max HP Grimsnarl, which is going to be what our 148 attack is. And then we threw the rest in Spadef, and then we had max HP plus the Spadef, allowing us to take hits from that Poltergeist really, really easily. We didn't really need to hit any benchmarks for the Poltergeist, because even at +2, like Giga Drain and Giga Drain basically is going to be that thing's only coverage. It really does not hit Scrafty like at all. So I figured we'll be pretty fine in that respect. So we don't need to like really go max Spadef or anything crazy like that. We can still have an offensive presence while being a bulky Solvus Mom. We can take hits from things like Komodo, if they're unboosted and all that good stuff. And we checked special Komodo actually even better than physical. So that's obviously really, really nice for us. And yeah, that's going to be Scrafty. Main job is to make sure that we do not lose to Poltergeist. And if Poltergeist doesn't come, this thing is pretty expendable. It's a nice bulky pivot, but otherwise it's not 100% needed. Then next up we have our Cinderace rocking out with an Expert Belt, Blaze ability, Powerball, Sucker Punch, U-Turn, and Zen Headbutt. 124 HP, 180 attack, 4 defense, 4 speed def, and 196 speed with a jolly nature. Now, it took me a long time to really decide the set I wanted to bring on Cinderace. I had bulk up for a minute. I had court changes. I had court change on this with like heavy duty boots as the item, stuff like that throughout. But I really like this thing's coverage versus his team. It hits a lot of his team very, very hard. I accidentally just clicked on the wrong window. Oops. It hits his team really, really hard. Zen Headbutt for Komodo, Pyroball Chunks, Grimsnarl, Pyroball for Steelix, Zen Headbutt for Quillfish. Obviously, Pyroball is going to chunk the Cinccino. Basculin is Basculin. And the rest of his mons really don't appreciate it, barring maybe like a really defensive Volby can take 2 hits from it. But regardless, I think this one's a nice, really bulky, a nice, really good fast pivot. This game can throw off big hits. Sucker Punch for priority is obviously really good for like a weakened Basculin. It's good for a, what do you call it? Like a boosted, I don't know what else it would really be for. Oh, Poltergeist. Poltergeist, that's exactly what it's for. It's more so for that Poltergeist if it really does get out of hand and we don't have our Scrafty left. As you can tell, I'm pretty scared of Poltergeist just by having a really good bulky check to it. But yeah, that's going to be Cinderace. I figured it's a nice, good speed control. It's really fast. It's pretty strong, this matchup. And it can be a nice, way to put some pressure on my opponent and really not let them dictate the flow of the match. And having that U-turn momentum is obviously really good, because on the rest of the team, we actually don't have any momentum at all besides Cinderace, despite the plethora of momentum we have on our team. Next up, we're bringing Gengar back. We're rocking out with an extra belt 4 attack set, Shadow Ball, Dazzling Gleam, Sludge Wave, Focus Blast, 28 HP, 4 defense, 252 special attack, 4 speed def, and 220 speed with a timid nature. Now, this thing, very, very simple EVs wise. We have enough speed for Manectric, and that's it. I didn't really see the need to creeps on Gengar just because we're not really getting much bulk out of it anyways, and I would rather guaranteed outspeed that thing because that is, obviously going to be the fastest thing on his team minus the Minccino. So I want to be able to make sure I outspeed it and throw off big, big hits. His team does not appreciate switching into these coverage moves. The only problem is that we don't have a way to really play around Sucker Punch from Grimsnarl, so if he has that, things are looking a little bit tough for us. But other than that, we do very well for his team. We have Dazzling Gleam for the Komodo that might want to switch in on Shadow Ball. Sludge Wave also chunks it. We have Sludge Wave for the Grimstar, Focus Blast for the Steelix. We have Shadow Ball for the Quillfish, Focus Blast for the Minccino or Cinccino. I guess you can go on and on. Dazzling Gleam does a decent amount to the Volby, not the most, but it depends on if he's defensive. Then Dazzling Gleam's also obviously gonna do more than like it would do a Spadef one. So that's obviously really good for us. I just think this thing's a good breaker if we can potentially position it correctly. I didn't want to take all the Life Orb chip, but I figured we have enough super effective coverage for pretty much everything on our opponent's team. So I figured you might as well take on the extra belt. and we'll be hitting the other things on the team hard enough that don't have said, weaknesses to the moves we're bringing. But it's pretty much all of them. I think it's just Whalefish and yeah. Wolfish, Basculin, Manectric are the only Pokemon that do not get hit super effectively by our coverage. So that's obviously really good. But as you can see, I already clicked on the next mod as I was talking about that. Next mod we're bringing is going to be Togekiss, rocking out with the heavy duty boots, Serene Grace ability, Air Slash, Fire Blast, Wish, and Protect, max HP, 92 defense, 68 special attack, 4 speed F, and 92 speed with a timid nature. Now, Togekiss is a very, very, very important bulky pivot in this game. This is going to be obviously our main Komodo check. This thing checks Komodo phenomenally, especially with the heavy duty boots. We don't have to worry about living hits after rocks, which is really nice. It also serves as a great wish passer for things like Scraggy, or even potentially other members on our team if we can be aggressive and catch doubles and stuff like that, and get them in on a wish, on a resistant hit or something like that. That's obviously really nice for stuff like Cinderace because we're not carrying boots this week, so we obviously are going to be taking Hazard Chip if that happens. And then for our last member, it also helps. We have Air Slash, Fire Blast. Fire Blast is going to be for the Steelix, Air Slash for literally everything else. He does not have a flying resist outside of Steelix, and I believe our special attack is to 2-hit KO Steelix after leftovers, so that's obviously a really nice benchmark to hit. We'll be able to 2-hit KO that, so if it wants to switch in on us, things aren't going to be very pretty for it, and I think we can live one hit from it guaranteed as well. We have the same speed as our Kingler, which is going to be speed creeping that Teapot, creeping our Scrafty, which is obviously a really nice speed tier to hit, potentially with also air slashes and flinch those guys down below that speed tier. And then through the rest into HP plus defense, we want to take hits from that Komodo. We want to take hits from the Grimmsnarl, potentially. This is probably my mon I want to get paralyzed the most. Well, the mon I don't mind getting paired the most out of the ones that we ended up bringing on our team. So that's obviously really good for us. And yeah, that's going to be Togekiss. Very, very important in checking that Komodo, the Grimmsnarl to a smaller extent, the Minccino, stuff like that. Protect is also really good to potentially kind of stall out some Dynamax turns from the Basculin, which I haven't mentioned yet too much, but I'm absolutely terrified of Dynamax Basculin, which I feel like I should never have to say, like literally ever. But yeah, Basculin's a threat. I played it in a mock from my buddy Silver, and he brought because the thing gets superpower and bounce, so he boosted up to +1/+1, and I had to sack like 2 mons to kill that thing, which is not fun to deal with. The thing is a very, very strong breaker, so that can be potentially really scary. So maybe selling out a turn of its Dynamax could be pretty nice. And yeah, that's going to be Togekiss though. Just a nice bulky pivot. Wish Protect, have the boots, so we don't have to worry about taking that rocks damage and all that good stuff. So that's obviously really good. Then lastly, we have our Haxorus. This is going to be our win con this week. We are rocking out with a Lumberry set again. I know I've brought Lumberry literally 3 times now, but it's okay. We'll bring some other stuff. It's just I really felt like this was the best idea, the best set for the matchup. We have Dragon Dance, Dragon Claw, Poison Jab, and Close Combat. 76, I almost said 26. 76 HP, 204 attack, and 228 speed with an Adamant Nature. Now, this set in particular is very, very good versus my opponent. I think this is probably our primary win con. If we can get up a DD or 2, chip some things down, this mon goes crazy in this matchup. EVs wise, I believe we have speed for Komodo, speed creeping a max speed Togekiss, so that allows us to get the most out of our attack, able to go adamant and all that good stuff. And then we have the HP to live a Life Orb Play Rough from Cinccino after Rock's Chip, which is obviously a really good benchmark to hit, I think. Just so we can even potentially sit up on that thing if worst comes to worst and we know he's not scarred from all that stuff. We have the Lumberry again, without carrying Outrage again, because he has a lot of annoying status on his team that I really do not want to deal with. Prankster T-Wave from Grimmsnarl can be incredibly annoying, and +1 Poison Jab blows that thing backwards. +1 Adamant Poison Jab blows it away, so that's obviously a really nice thing to avoid, because that will definitely stop our sweep. Coolfish as well has access to Thunder Wave, which can be very, very annoying. Cinccino, gosh, I've done that like 5 times this video. Cinccino also has access to the Thunder Wave, I'm pretty sure. Manectric has access to it. And you have like Will-O-Wisp from Poltegeist, which can also be incredibly annoying. I've seen him bring very bulky Poltegeist with like Willow, Strength Sap, stuff like that. So obviously not being burned by that thing could be very, very big for us. I think Lumberry is just a really good item. We didn't really need like Life Orb or anything. I didn't want to chip myself down. So I figured just these 3 coverage moves hit his team incredibly hard. Steelix is the only real big problem to this set. Steelix and a really healthy Quillfish. We need to chip down and get rid of Quillfish for the Intimidate. We need to chip Steelix into range of a +1 CC
And the rest of his team honestly just kind of drops the +1 hackers with a tiny bit of chips. So late game, this thing can definitely do very well for us, and I'm hoping we can position it in a way that it can actually take home the game or something like that. So yeah, that's going to be our week 3 build. Hopefully we can pull out a dub after unfortunately dropping our game last week to A around 2-4-20. I would definitely appreciate to get on the winning side of things, go back up to positive, be 2-1, and then kind of swing our momentum forward from there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're excited to see the match tomorrow, be sure to drop a like. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe and all that stuff just so you can catch our games as they go up every week. I really do appreciate it. It's late at night. I'm sorry for all my, mumbling and stumbling and, tired voice and all that stuff. But I'm going to get out of here so I can go to bed. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. But I'm going to get out of here. Later.